A brand new month is upon us, and so is a brand new Round 2 Wrestling. Hello and welcome to Round 2 Wrestling. I am your host, SlimmDa KID, and this is a brand new episode here on the 5th of September, 2023. Labor Day weekend has come and gone, and we saw a lot of pay-per-views this past weekend. Here in Round 3, we have those exclusive results in our title matches section for you, the fan. However, we are going to kick things off by taking a listen to the what-ifs and maybes going on in the world of professional wrestling. This is Round 1, the Pro Wrestling Rumor Mill. Here we go. The Daily Mail claims to have a source close to Ronda Rousey that says she will be returning to MMA for, quote, one last fight in the UFC, end quote. This will be at the upcoming UFC 300 event. Now remember, this is just a rumor. Fightful was told that WWE secretly signed Authors of Pain in 2022 before Vince McMahon returned to power. PW Insider added that there have been discussions about AOP appearing on NXT next month. This year's WWE Tribute to the Troops special will likely tape after the December 8th SmackDown in Providence per WrestleVotes. NWA Power will have an upgraded look. Insider reports that Billy Corgan has invested in major production enhancements that will improve entrances and quote-unquote more. Insider also mentions that the announced attendance at All In London was the 100% legitimate paid attendance to the ticket. For those of you who missed that epic AEW pay-per-view, the attendance was slightly over the 81,000 mark. Quite a feat for AEW. AEW and Warner Bros. Discovery are in ongoing talks about the direction of Collision going forward, according to Fightful. This is interesting as Bryan Danielson made his return to AEW this past weekend, and it's no secret CM Punk is out of AEW yet again. This could turn into Danielson's premiere show, or it could be something that is distributed evenly amongst the other wrestlers in AEW. Sports Illustrated's report on Punk's firing mentions that Warner Bros. Discovery CEO and president David Zaslav was made aware of the move before it became public, as Punk was a major selling point, quote-unquote, for AEW Collision. Jim Ross might not think so, but last week's Wrestling Observer newsletter said those in WWE expect Edge will end up on AEW television. WWE Crown Jewel is set for Saturday, November 4th, per PW Insider. This is the same date WrestleNomics reported back in July. We put this particular bit of information under the rumor mill because, again, this was reported back in July, and WrestleNomics, although a very good news source, isn't the most reliable. So this one we had to put with a question mark. This could change into something a bit more solid once I see it appear on some other news sites, but as of this broadcast, only WrestleNomics is reporting this specific date for this specific WWE event. That draws to a conclusion Round 1 in pro wrestling news. We're going to keep this gravy train rolling and move right along to Round 2 pro wrestling news. Tony Khan, the owner of AEW, has confirmed that Jungle Boy Jack Perry has been suspended indefinitely following his actions at All In London. Punk and Perry reportedly were in a shoving match after the latter directed a comment at the former during Perry's match against Hook at All In. Punk was later released by AEW this past Saturday ahead of the AEW Collision show. More on Punk's firing in this particular round later on. Major League Wrestling has a long history of bringing Japanese stars to the United States, such as former MLW World Heavyweight Champion Satoshi Kojima, and now they'll be welcoming the legendary Minoru Suzuki. The former Triple Crown and GHC heavyweight champion will debut in the promotion on October 14th at MLW Slaughterhouse at the 2300 Arena, famously known as the ECW Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. CM Punk made his AEW debut on August 20th, 2021. CM Punk was terminated from his AEW contract September 2nd, 2023. Now that it's over, the clear-cut first question that needs to be asked is whether or not it was worth to bring him on board in the first place. That answer is for you, the fan, to decide. It's way too debatable for somebody like me, a journalist, to say in stone. In the 2 years he was with AEW, there was an incredibly dizzying roller coaster ride for all involved, with some wildly memorable highs, but with some equally memorable lows. We here at Round 2 Wrestling wish CM Punk the best in any future endeavors. WWE has locked down the plans for its return to Saudi Arabia. The company has a 10-year partnership with the Saudi General Sports Authority, and WWE is paid big money to host 2 events in the country per year. PW Insider reports that the WWE Crown Jewel event will emanate from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on Saturday, November 4th. So this is no longer a rumor, it has been confirmed. As noted, AEW wrestler Sonny Kiss is no longer with the promotion and is now a free agent in the competitive wrestling market. Reports surfaced stating that AEW did not renew Kiss's contract, which expired last month. Kiss's only meaningful moment within AEW was a tag team run with current GCW wrestler Joey Janela, resulting in an AEW World Tag Team title shot, which they would ultimately lose. Kiss also had a memorable bout with then TNT champion Cody Rhodes for the AEW TNT Championship on AEW Dynamite. MLW has announced that they have entered into a partnership with New Japan Pro Wrestling. Announced during last week's MLW Fusion episode, the promotion revealed that the partnership between the two companies will kicked off, this past Sunday, September 3rd at the Fury Road pay-per-view that aired live on Fight Plus. The agreement between the two promotions appears to involve talent trading. However, further details regarding the partnership between the two companies have yet to be revealed. After being announced for October's Bound for Glory this past Sunday, Will Ospreay already has a second date with Impact Wrestling. Ospreay was announced for Friday, October 27th's Turning Point pay-per-view from the Walker Dome in Newcastle, England. The reigning IWGP UK champion will compete for Impact for the first time since 2016 at Bound for Glory on Saturday, October 21st. Teddy Hart is headed to court after a July 15th arrest on charges of possession of MDMA and possession of a controlled substance without prescription. Each of these charges is a third-degree felony in Florida where he was arrested. PW Insider notes that court documents note the court date is listed as a mandatory appearance for early resolution. The division in Florida is part of offering plea deals to those arrested to prevent them from going to felony trial. Hart was the next member of the legendary Hart family to become a big wrestling star. However, that didn't happen due to personal issues. A former world champion working for WWE on a handshake agreement? Former NWA world champion Nick Aldis was a recent guest on Insight with Chris Van Vliet. When asked about his current status within WWE, Aldis spoke about the opportunity to work with WWE and how he got there. Quote, "It's all very much a sort of handshake situation at the moment," Nick Aldis revealed. Quote, "Very much a, hey, why don't you come in and see how this all works? See if you like it." End quote. No word on if or when WWE will take on Aldis as a producer, or if this is simply a feeling out process by WWE. WWE and Fox were in the middle of talks to keep SmackDown on their network, but it seems that things might not be going so well. Fox's Out of Character podcast was a nice place for WWE superstars to sit down and interview Ryan Satin, mostly via video call. PW Insider notes that Fox is canceling their Out of Character podcast. This is likely a sign that talks are past the point where Fox is now cutting WWE ties. We will have to see where WWE lands next because someone is going to want Raw and SmackDown. There is also a lot of contenders and some of them have a lot of money. And by contenders we mean television networks. That draws to a conclusion round 2 in pro wrestling news. We are going to jump right over to round 3, those title matches. However, warning, this next segment may contain spoilers, including results from WWE Payback, AEW All Out, Ring of Honor, MLW Fury Road, and more. New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Openweight Champion Eddie Kingston defeated Wheeler Yuta to retain the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Openweight Championship. AEW International Champion Orange Cassidy defeated Penta El Zero Miedo to retain the AEW International Championship. Ring of Honor World Six-Man Tag Team Champions The Mogul Embassy defeated Lee Johnson, Action Andretti, and Darius Martin to retain the Ring of Honor World Six-Man Tag Team Championships. New Japan Pro Wrestling World Television Champion Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Metalik to retain the New Japan World Television title. Alex Kane defeated MLW World Heavyweight Champion Alex Hammerstone to become the new MLW World Heavyweight Champion. GCW World Champion Blake Christian defeated Francesco Akira to retain the GCW World Championship. WWE United States Champion Rey Mysterio defeated Austin Theory to retain the WWE United States Championship. The Judgment Day defeated WWE Undisputed Tag Team Champions Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn to become the new WWE Undisputed Tag Team Champions. WWE Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley defeated Raquel Rodriguez to retain the WWE Women's World Championship. WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins defeated Shinsuke Nakamura to retain the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Ring of Honor Women's Champion Athena defeated Allison Kay to retain the Ring of Honor Women's Championship. Ricky Shane Page defeated MLW National Openweight Champion Jacob Fatu to become the new MLW National Openweight Champion. MLW World Heavyweight Champion Alex Kane defeated Willie Mack to retain the MLW World Heavyweight Championship. AEW World Trios Champions The Acclaimed and Daddy-Ass Billy Gunn defeated Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett, and Satnam Singh to retain the AEW World Trios Championships. Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions Better Than You Bebe defeated Dark Order to retain the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles. Ring of Honor World Television Champion Samoa Joe defeated Shane Taylor to retain the Ring of Honor World TV title. AEW TNT Champion Luchasaurus defeated Darby Allin to retain the AEW TNT Championship. AEW TBS Champion Chris Statlander defeated Ruby Soho to retain the AEW TBS Championship. Jon Moxley defeated AEW International Champion Orange Cassidy to become the new AEW International Champion. MLW Middleweight Champion Akira defeated Jimmy Lloyd to retain the MLW Middleweight Championship. MLW Middleweight Champion Akira was on double duty, defeating Matthew Justice to retain the MLW Middleweight Championship. WWE Intercontinental Champion Gunther defeated Chad Gable to retain the WWE Intercontinental Championship. We're going to conclude round 4 with Did You Know Pro Wrestling Facts. Here they are coming at you fast. You gotta love the bell. Did you know AEW referee Aubrey Edwards worked as a WWE official back in 2018? Did you know in January of 91 the WWF created the WWF Intercontinental Tag Team titles? They were deactivated in July of 91. Did you know the WWF Light Heavyweight title existed for 16 years prior to Taka Michinoku winning a tournament in 1997? It was primarily used in both Japan and Mexico. The WWF did not recognize the title's past history when it was brought back to the company. That is the conclusion of Round 2 Wrestling. Be sure to tune in next week for a new episode.